In the annals of history, few conflicts have been as enduring and complex as the Israel-Palestine dispute. A bitter struggle for land, identity, and sovereignty that has its roots in the early 20th century and continues to shape the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East today. Reflecting on the events of this year, we start in February, when Israeli aircraft struck targets in Gaza as retaliation to Palestinian rocket fire. In an attempt to prevent an escalation into a wider conflict, neither side pursued further violence. This exchange of fire followed a violent incident near a synagogue, where a Palestinian gunman shot dead 7 people, and an Israeli raid in the West Bank that resulted in the deaths of 10 Palestinians. In response to these events, Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich announced that $29 million would be used from Palestinian Authority funds to compensate victims of Palestinian militant attacks. This move was a countermeasure against the stipends the Palestinian Authority pays to assailants' families. In the meantime, the United States, a key player in the region, sought to mediate the situation. President Joe Biden and Jordan's King Abdullah discussed reducing tensions in the West Bank. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called for calm and reaffirmed the country's support for a two-state solution. American diplomats remained steadfast in the region, participating in de-escalation talks. Activists in Gaza rallied in support of women prisoners held by Israel after the announcement of plans to toughen conditions for Palestinian prisoners. Furthermore, a delegation from the Iran-backed Islamic Jihad was scheduled to visit Cairo for discussions on the conflict. Fast forward to October, the conflict took a toll on the education sector. In the Palestinian town of Beit Sahur, a regular school day was disrupted by news of missiles leaving Gaza. The school administration was forced to send students home for their safety. The impact was not just physical, it was psychological. One teacher, Sirene, feared her children, Ihab and Maya, were becoming too accustomed to the violence. Plans to transition to online learning were made, but concerns about the loss of key concepts and necessary communication skills were rife. In summary, the Israel-Palestine conflict has continued to disrupt lives, economies, and education. Despite international efforts to mediate and de-escalate the situation, tensions remain high, with both sides seeking to assert their sovereignty and rights. The hope for a peaceful resolution persists, but the path to it remains fraught with challenges. As we continue to keep a watchful eye on the developments in this region, it's crucial.